Well, to discuss that response and the general provision of care for children with long COVID, we're joined by Dr. Binita Kane, who is an NHS respiratory consultant. Dr. Kane, do you think the NHS is doing enough to improve the care for the children we've been featuring this week?
I think the NHS is doing its best given the resources that it's been given, but if you're going to solve a problem, one of the fundamental issues is you have to understand the problem you're trying to solve. And there hasn't been an acknowledgement that long COVID is a multi-system, complex, largely vascular disease that is debilitating tens of thousands of children across the country. And we are stuck in a model where we're giving children rehab and psychological therapies, and the NHS isn't keeping up with the science that's rapidly emerged over the last few years that's really helped us to understand what's causing the condition.
So given the scale of the problem that you've just laid out there, why are there not more emphasis on research so that treatment options can be identified?
It's quite interesting when you look at the history of post-viral illnesses in the NHS, things like ME/CSF. It's been a really neglected area for many, many years, and so services have evolved to just be therapy-led. What we're now starting to understand is that there are some serious pathological underlying reasons why the children are so fatigued, why they have this myriad of symptoms. We know it's largely a blood vessel disease, and we just don't seem to have the urgency or the willingness to invest in the research that's going to make a difference. I don't fully understand the reasons why. And the message very much has been that children are fine, children are not affected by COVID, but what we're seeing on the ground is a very, very different picture.
Now, this issue has impacted your family personally. I know your daughter was severely affected by long COVID. Even you couldn't get the care that you needed here, and you went to Germany. What treatment was it that you went to Germany for? Were you able to get the help that you needed?
So a year ago, my daughter, who was then 11, had been housebound for nearly a year with long COVID. She was needing a wheelchair for distance, and it was absolutely devastating to our family. Now, I'm a doctor, I'm a scientist. I just wasn't willing to accept that this level of disability in a previously healthy child was normal and there was nothing we could do. So I sought to connect with scientists from across the world. I was really lucky enough to go out to Germany, and they were able to look at my daughter's bloods under a microscope, and they could see that she had very sticky blood with clotting abnormalities, and it made sense to me that that sludgy blood clogging up her little capillaries were not able to then give oxygen to the muscles and the tissues that she needed. So she was treated with drug therapy for the abnormalities that were seen, and just slowly over 6 to 8 months she got better. Now, those treatments weren't without some small risk, but to me the risk of doing nothing was far higher at that stage.
And let's just talk a little bit more about why that treatment isn't available here. Is it a complicated treatment? Is it about money? Is it just about the trials? What's the reason?
Well, as well as not keeping up with the science, we have just not invested in the science, and there just hasn't been the acknowledgement of the scale of the problem or the investment or research.
So, Doctor, what specifically would you like the government to do to improve the situation?
I would like the government to acknowledge the scale of the problem. I would like them to invest not only in biomedical research but real-world trials of treatment that children can access.
And Doctor, for all those people who are watching this tonight who are suffering with no answers, what hope is there for them?
We're learning more and more about this disease every single day. There are definitely treatments on the horizon. I have shown through my story that with the right support, with the right diagnostics and with the right treatment, recovery is possible, and there are many stories of recovery across the world, and we just need to bring that out to everybody else now.
OK, Dr. Binita Kane, we have to leave it there, but thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.